You say I'm different, well, I hope so. I love who I'm becoming.
Gems, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Crystal, and on this channel, we do a lot of girl chats. We have a lot of candid conversations and also a little bit of beauty. So if you're into that type of stuff, please consider to subscribe to the channel. So today's video, I'm going to be talking to the girlies who have an idea of who she wants to become, but she sees how far that is from who she is now, and that makes her feel very anxious. This video is also for the girls who don't even have a concept of her higher self. She doesn't even have a concept of what becoming her means, and that makes her feel anxious or overwhelmed, or makes her feel like she's not doing enough, or makes her feel like she's behind. This video is a reminder that you don't have to see the entire staircase before you take the first step. All you have to do is focus on the present and not too much on the future. And always remember that 1% a day is better than nothing. I'm going to be giving you guys a few tips that I use myself that helps to keep me grounded and focused on the present while also working slowly towards the future, and to remind myself that tiny, consistent gains can lead to significant results over time. So the first tip that I have is keep the promises that you make to yourself. I think it is so important for you to do what you say you're going to do, especially when it comes to yourself, because that is how you're going to build confidence. It's very interesting how people are more willing to show up for others in their life more than they do themselves. And I find that to be very, very backwards. You have to realize that you are worthy of your energy and you are worthy of your effort, and you are worthy to keep promises to yourself. You deserve the same consistency and to show up for yourself the same way that you would show up for a friend or a loved one or a family member. Keeping promises to yourself, no matter how small it may be, that is going to help build your self trust in order for you to be able to trust yourself to tackle bigger and better tasks, projects, situations. And I get that there are times when we say that we're going to do something or we have intentions of doing something and it just doesn't work out. You know, you tell yourself you want to go for a hot girl walk, you want to, go to grocery shop or pick something up or just to get something done on your list, and you end up not doing it. Don't kick yourself down for that. Like, don't be so hard on yourself. Give yourself grace. I go by an 80-20 rule, where 80% of the times when I say I want to do something, I'm going to do it. Life happens. The weather might not be in your favor. You may be going through something. You may be feeling depressed. You may be feeling low. You may be extremely tired. Listen to your body. Follow a nice 80-20 rule, when it comes to keeping promises to yourself. But if you could do it, do it. So the next tip that I have is to always speak kindly to yourself. I am a huge believer that words have power. The things that you say to yourself is very, very important. And I think you should be more conscious and aware and intentional of the way that you speak to yourself. When you speak in a negative way to yourself, you are programming your subconscious mind to believe negative things about you. When you speak negatively to yourself, it's going to create this loop. You say something and you say it long and often enough for you to start to believe it. Once you start to believe it, you're going to notice it more often in your reality, and then it's going to reinforce what you've already been telling yourself. And then it's going to be like, oh, I knew it. Like I've been saying this and look at this. I see it here and I see it there. But the whole time you are just training yourself to pay attention to what you've already been telling yourself. If you're going to speak kindly to yourself, you are training your brain to believe good things about you. You are training your brain to believe that you are worthy, you are beautiful, you are confident, you is smart.
You is smart. You is important.
Right? You are training your brain to believe all these positive attributes about yourself. And once you believe that, you are going to see it more in your reality, and that is going to cause like this feedback loop. Basically, you say positive things, you believe positive things, you see positive things. You say positive things, you believe it, and you see it. Now, what happens when you speak negatively about yourself? It's the same thing. You speak negatively about yourself, you begin to believe those negative things, and then your brain is going to start to spot out or is going to look for situations where it confirms what it already believes, which is based on what you've been telling yourself. It just works in your favor to always speak kindly to yourself, you of all people, to yourself. It doesn't matter what anyone says, as long as you have a standard for yourself and you speak kindly to yourself and you believe what you're telling yourself, no one else's words would ever matter. No one else's opinion would ever matter because your opinion holds the most weight. So I think it's very important to just be really intentional with the words that you're telling yourself on a daily basis, especially when you make a mistake. Like when you make a mistake, you should not be telling yourself, oh, look at you, you always make a mistake, like you always do this, like you can never get it right. Like, don't talk to yourself like that. You made a mistake, girl. Like, life literally goes on.
It's not that serious. Trust me, I know that. But anyway,
learn from the lesson, learn from your mistake, but do not beat yourself up. Do not talk to yourself negatively. Do not call yourself stupid. Do not call yourself worthless. Do not call yourself dumb. Don't do it, because you are training your brain to believe that making a mistake is bad. When in reality, making a mistake is proof that you're trying, and that is the only way to learn. Take it for what it is. It's a lesson. Learn your lesson and do better. My next tip is to thank your old self for doing the best that she could do with what she had. And this also goes into the previous tip, because a lot of people, they see the person that they've been and they tend to curse that person. They tend to put that person down, but that person was you. You know what I'm saying? That person did the best that she could do with what she had. And without her, you wouldn't be where you are now. Just like how without where you are now, you cannot be where you want to be in the future. So I think it's very important to just pay homage to your old self and to be grateful for her doing the best that she could do. Even if it was, stupid, even if you looking back in retrospect, it was chaotic, it was traumatic, it was all these different things. Just understand that she was doing the best and you should give her a big hug. Because obviously, if you knew now what you knew then, you wouldn't have been in that situation. But that just goes to show that you are growing. Give her a big hug and just say thank you. Thank you for being who you were when I needed you. Now I don't need you anymore, but I respect you and I appreciate you, because without you, I wouldn't be here. I was like, cry talking about that one, so I had to speed that one up. You hear me? Girl, I had to speed that one up. I was about to cry. Okay. The next tip that I have is to stop disrespecting yourself. And the way you disrespect yourself is to ignore your feelings, to ignore your intuition, and to put other people's opinions and feelings before your own. We don't do that. Okay? We're not doing that. When it comes to let's say social settings, listen to your intuition. Listen to how you're feeling. Listen to how your body reacts to certain people, certain places, what you're eating and what you're drinking. If you don't feel like doing something, then don't do it. Always respect how you're feeling, because I think feelings are very important to let you know what's going on in your inner world. And having feelings isn't a problem, it's how you respond to these feelings. And so if you don't feel up to it, respect that. Let's say you do an activity and you're like, I feel like trash. Like, I feel dirty. I feel disrespected. I feel, insert whatever negative feeling that you may have. Take that as information and move according to that. Okay. If you have done an activity and you say to yourself, that was so stupid and I don't feel good and I'm never doing that again, then don't do it again. There are people who would literally say, that was so stupid, that was unsafe, I shouldn't have done that, and they proceed to do it again. That's how you disrespect yourself, because your body has told you that this is not good for me. I don't feel safe here. I don't really feel comfortable around him. She makes me uneasy, or that food makes me feel sick. But then you continue to give yourself exposure to the same things that your body, your mind, your intuition is telling you is not good for you. You will learn that when you keep on ignoring the signs that your body is telling you that something or someone or somewhere it's not good for you, it is never going to turn out well. Okay, it's never going to work out the way you think it's going to work out. It may just blow up in your face, but you have been given the signs time and time again, but you keep on ignoring it. When you keep on ignoring the signals that your body and your mind and your intuition and your spirit is telling you about a situation or a person or a place, you are telling yourself subconsciously that you don't trust your body to know what's good for your body. That is why it is hard for people to build trust in themselves, because they are not listening to themselves. They're not listening to the physical signals that your body is not calm, your body is not happy, your body is not at ease, and you need to leave. So when you start to become more in tune with your body and your soul and your spirit and your intuition, not only will it become easier to recognize the inner critic versus your inner coach, or fear versus self, you are just going to be a lot more aware of what is good for you and what is not good for you. And that is going to in turn help you to build trust within yourself, because everything is not for everybody. I don't think everyone needs to learn all the same lessons. You can understand that, getting bit by a snake is not a fun experience. You don't have to actually be bitten by a snake to know that. You can understand that by listening to someone else's experience, or watching a movie, or reading about it. And to me, that's what listening to your intuition and listening to your spirit does. It helps you to not have to learn lessons the hard way. It's a muscle. The more you do it, the better you get at it, and the better you can recognize, just what's going on the inside. Is this fear, trying to hold me back, or is this the type of fear that's going to keep me safe? Right? Because not all fear is bad. Fear is a mechanism that can keep you safe, but it's also a mechanism that can keep you stagnant. And it's important for you to just be aware of what's going on inside of you in order to help you differentiate between the two. My next tip is to do the best with what you have, aka romanticizing your life. Listen, be grateful. And that goes without saying, but I think it's also important to also give a gentle reminder to be grateful. Be grateful that you have clothes that need to be cleaned, aka laundry. Be grateful that you have food that you can eat on a dish, on a plate that needs to be washed, aka washing your dishes. Be grateful that you even have food to make in the first place, aka cooking. Romanticize your daily activities, romanticize the chores that people tend to look down upon. People tend to loathe and hate. Ugh, I gotta do laundry. Ugh, like I gotta cook. Like, are chores necessarily fun? No, I can think of other activities that are far more, exciting than doing some chores, but make the most out of it. Listen to an audiobook. Put your favorite playlist on Spotify or Apple Music. You know what I'm saying? Put your favorite show on to help the time go by faster. Allow yourself to just melt and enjoy whatever activity that you're doing, no matter how mundane it is, because there are people who wish that they could be able to do what you're doing. And also, it is important to be grateful for what you don't have. And I know that may be a little bit counterintuitive, because you may want something that you don't have just quite yet. But there's a reason why you don't have the things that you think that you want. And I'm not saying that you're not going to get these things. I'm just saying you don't have them now because there's a reason why. And you should be grateful for that. And whether you're going to have it in your possession or not, don't covet what other people have that you think you want, because you don't know what comes with that. Okay, everything has a price to pay. Nothing just is dumped in your lap. That's not how life works. You don't know what other people had to do in order to get what they have. So be grateful for what you have, but also be grateful for what you don't have, because you don't know what comes with it. And if it's for you to have, hang tight. Hold on, it's going to come. Don't worry about it. But if it's not for you to have, wash your hands and let it go. It's not worth it. Like, coveting is never worth it, because people are only going to show you the good side of things. But there's always a pro and con to everything in life. So just romanticize what you have, enjoy what you have, appreciate what you have, and be grateful. And lastly but not least, my final tip for you guys is to take care of your first home. And your first home is your body. Your body houses your soul, your essence. Like, your body takes care of you without you even thinking about it. Okay, all your vital functions are involuntary. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to give no type of mental energy. It does for you what it needs to be done, free of charge. In order for your heart to beat and your kidneys to work and your liver to work and your stomach to work, no ounce of mental energy. That is what your body does for your soul. That's what your body does for you. It's your house. And what better way to say thank you than to take care of your body? Your body is your first love. You are your first love. It is so important to make sure that you are offering your body the best that you can offer in food, in sunlight, in water, in sleep, in nurture, in clothing, like doing the best you can do for your body, because your body will always do its best for you. And whatever you put in is what you're going to get out. Whatever quality you put in, that's what's the quality that you're going to receive back. And because this is all you're going to get in this lifetime, your actual house may change, your actual clothing may change, the city you live in may change, the job you work at may change. There are a whole bunch of things that may change in this life, but your body is yours until the day it's not. Okay? And it's so important for you to say thank you to your body every single day for functioning. So it's important to prioritize yourself, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. That's not how it works. You need to make sure that you're prioritizing your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, because all of that ties in to you as a person, as a human being. You deserve it. You deserve time to yourself. You deserve to tend to your own garden. You deserve to take a few breaths. You deserve to put yourself first. You deserve it, and you need to believe that you deserve it and put forth actions towards that. Alrighty, gems. So that is the end of this video. Thank you so much if you're still here with me. I truly do appreciate you guys. I just want to give you guys a reminder that you are definitely going to get to where you want to be. You're going to become all that you want to become, and you are going to get all that you desire. But you have to remember that tiny, consistent steps every day can lead to an astonishing amount of results over time. So just be patient with yourself. Every single day, 1% is going to build up. And with that being said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.